Hello, this is Chris Jokas, and I'm talking to you from Barely Sober Walker Talk. So we're going to do a quick little spoiler-filled talk right now. So if you don't want to hear any comic book spoilers, there's going to be some heavy ones, and there's going to be some spoilers from season 6 of the show up until the finale. So I urge you, if you want to go into the finale knowing nothing, click off this video, come back at a later time. We'll still be here. Okay, that's your warning. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Alright, so in the comic books, when Rick runs into the Saviors, he is totally overwhelmed. They are a much larger force than he or anyone ever anticipated, and they are surrounded, outgunned, outnumbered, tied up, brought to their knees, lined up in a row, and Negan makes his debut by playing a game of Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Moe, picking one of the survivors, which lands on Glenn, and then brutally bashing his head in with a baseball bat over the course of a 3-page splash panel of the goriest, most ridiculous, eyeballs popping out, brains popping out, whatever. It's disgusting, it's brutal, it's heartbreaking, it's probably the most iconic comic book death. So, in the show, they usually play things a little differently in the show. So let's go through who we actually know is going to be involved in this Negan debut. So from the promo, we can clearly see that Rick, Carl, Eugene, Aaron, and Abraham are all going out to, I guess, track down, all the missing warriors from last episode's catastrophe, whatever. Which brings me to Daryl, Rosita, Glenn, and Michonne, who Negan also has. So all of these people are going to be brought up in this lineup for sure. I mean, we're going to have Rick and his group getting surrounded, and the Saviors already have Daryl and Glenn and all them. They're going to be brought out, added to the lineup as well. Now we got Carol and Morgan that are out there somewhere. So for a long time I was thinking Carol or Morgan, one of them might have gotten Glenn's death. I'm not so sure anymore after last episode. We had that little sneak peek of the Kingdom resident, the guy that was running away from them looking for his horse. I think he's definitely from the Kingdom. He's wearing the classic Kingdom-looking armor, and I have a feeling that Carol and Morgan are going to go off. They're going to end up, with their own little storyline, possibly bringing the Kingdom into the fold. The Kingdom is a third community that deals with both the Hilltop and the Saviors. So we'll be getting definitely more into that in the season 7. They might come across it at this episode, but more than likely, season 7 we're talking. So anyway, I would consider them out of the running. The other curveball here would be Maggie, because see, Maggie is having that, what seems to be a miscarriage. We're not sure, it could just be, some complication, something. But there's no doctor anymore in Alexandria, and they know that they got the baby doctor over in Hilltop. So, she's having these pains. She's with Enid. I don't know if Enid will take it upon herself. She's pretty brave like that, but maybe someone else gets involved too. Maybe they're going to make a rush to try to drive Maggie to the Hilltop. And does that mean that they get captured by the Saviors too along the way? Could make sense. It could fall into the plan. So, out of everyone, we have a lot of characters, and I have to applaud AMC for kind of keeping it up in the air like this. The fewer the characters, the less, choice of who's going to die. We have a lot up here. We pretty much have everyone. I mean, the only big major characters that seem to be missing are like Sasha, probably someone else. It's Tara, Keith, but who knows? They were out there too. I mean, I doubt that they're going to be involved. I think they might come back, for the aftermath of it. But so I'm going to go down this list. It's obviously not going to be Rick. It's not going to be Carl. It's not going to be Eugene. Aaron, highly doubt it. Abraham, possibility, but it just doesn't seem like the right time. I mean, they're just finally starting to give him some more screen time. In the storylines coming up, I could see him playing a huge role. So, don't think it'll be Abraham. So that leaves us really with the 4 people that were captured last week, which makes a lot of sense to me. Because I could see this playing out. I could see Rick and his group getting captured by the Saviors, Negan showing up and saying, hey, something along the lines of, you dumbass, you fucked up, you thought you were bigger than you were, you underestimated us. Then Just like the governor unloaded Michonne and Herschel out and paraded them in front of the prison that time, Negan will do something similar, taking his captives out, lining them up, and saying, I'm going to kill one of these 4 right in front of you to teach you your lesson. He'll probably do his Inny Minny Money Mo, and it will probably land on Glenn. Yeah, I'm going to say Glenn. It could have been Daryl, but Daryl getting, clipped in the shoulder with that bullet last week, I don't think Negan would kill like a wounded animal. I think he's got, some sort of a code that he wouldn't do that. So I think it's going to be Glenn, and I think he's going to get his comic book death. And I think it's almost going to be, even though us comic book fans know about it, I think it'll be a shock because no one ever gets their comic book death. They always switch and play things around. I think this may be the one time where they keep it. Now, whether Maggie and Enid are going to be around to witness it, I'm not too sure, but it would make sense if they were somehow involved. Maggie witnessing Glenn's death is a pretty crucial part of the whole scene. So, yeah, I mean, that's my predictions. We'll see how it plays out. I'm going to stop talking now and get back to work. It's actually the second time I recorded this video because the last time a taxi cab fight ended up happening right outside me and it kind of ruined the whole thing. But, yeah, so, leave your thoughts and opinions in that comment box below. If you like this video, like it, and subscribe to our page. We're releasing Walking Dead videos left and right, and even though the show's over, we'll pop out a video every once in a while. We talk about other TV shows, movies, Game of Thrones, whatever's hot, whatever's happening. So follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, like and subscribe, and we will catch up with you after the finale.